Rizakos here, founder of ProfitableDaycare.com. Welcome to today's video. For those of you that are brand new to my channel, welcome. I am a super busy mom of four. I'm also an early childhood educator by trade, and I also own my own childcare center. So I have over 21 years experience in the field of early childhood education. Absolutely love it. And the whole purpose behind this channel and ProfitableDaycare.com is to offer trainings, value, information, reviews, and automations and systems for anyone that's either trying to start their own center, or maybe you have a daycare at home, or you're thinking about opening your own childcare center, but you still need help, setting up systems and automations and procedures. So welcome to today's video. This week we are going to tackle vacations and your customers. Obviously everyone is entitled to a vacation, right? So we work hard all year round, and summertime rolls around, or maybe the holidays, and you have parents asking for vacation time. And it's a very, I think, important thing to let your customers know what is expected of them from the get-go upon registration, just because you want to prevent certain things from happening. And again, I know in business, just like any other business, daycare business is the same. There's seasons where you have registrations are booming and you have customers in a wait list. And there's other months where things might not be as busy, and you might be feeling more anxious and more stress on registrations. Maybe your daycare is not filling up. Maybe you have kids that have left from your center, and things are stressed out and you don't know what to do or how to handle it. It happens to everyone. So today's training is going to focus on that, how to set up systems and policies when it comes to the kids in your center and their vacation time. Now, before I begin, obviously the number one thing you should always be aware of is the law in your state, province if you're in Canada, or your town. You need to know what the law is in regards to vacation policies and your daycare center, childcare center. So what I mean by that is knowing, are there any rules prohibiting you from asking the parents to pay for their days that they are requesting off? Or are there any other rules that you need to abide by? You need to know the law. This is very important for any business, but specifically for daycare centers. You don't want to get in trouble. You don't want to have, complaints made to the state about you. And you always want to follow the law, right? You've done all this hard work. You're running an amazing center. You have great customers, great staff. You need to make sure that you know the law. Number one thing, very important when it comes to any kind of procedures, especially vacations and childcare centers. So what kind of things would you ask the state officials or provincial officials when you have them on the phone about, laws and vacations? I've written some ideas down just to help guide you. And again, these are just ideas that can actually get you going. But again, I stress that the law is the first thing you need to be aware of. So things that I would ask: can I charge the daily fee while customers are on vacation? Can I temporarily fill their spot when they are on vacation? Can I ask for notice before their vacation time? Is there a maximum amount of time a child can be absent for vacation purposes without losing their spot? Very important, just to protect yourself. Once you know the rules that you have to abide by as a daycare owner, then it's so much easier for you to move on to step 2, which is writing your policies on vacations and your customers. So you've done, you know the law, you are all good to go. It's time to write your policies about vacations. I strongly suggest that you spend some time here and you make it crystal clear as to what is expected when a parent wants to take their child out of the center to go on let's say a 2-week, a month, or 2-month vacation. Some things that need to be in your vacation policies, stuff like notice. Do you ask for notice, let's say a month in advance? Do you need something in writing? Do they have to fill in a specific form requesting a vacation time? So you just have to make sure that you are aware of when the child is going to be gone and for how long, right? In my center right now, we pass out a vacation form for everyone in the center, and we usually pass it out around March, April time. And they have a good month and a half to give it back, to hand it back in the office. But I ask them, I have, the child's information and the parents' information, and I have a calendar that they can actually block off to tell me, when their child, let's say when their last day will be, if they're going to kindergarten. And I want to know when their vacation dates are, because as a business owner in the summertime, most of the time financially things take a dunk, and it's normal because obviously people are off and your staff is not there, and it's a little unstable because staff is not there, so you have to call in replacement teachers. But if you are organized, if you know exactly who's going to be in the center, then it's so much easier for you to, set up, the replacement staff, like who's going to be replacing the staff when they're on vacation. It's so much easier for you to schedule the girls in, right? Are they going to be working full days or half days or 4 days a week? When you know how many kids are going to be in your center in the summertime, it's so much easier for you to organize yourself when it comes to your menus. If you want to start calling in your fall time registrations and showing them around, or maybe you're transitioning brand new kids. All these things become so much easier when you know who's going to be in the summertime, or during holiday season. It just makes everything so much easier. And again, it allows you to plan, because one of the things that I mention in my policies is obviously how long their child will be away, right? You need to know that. And then I go off and I start detailing stuff like fees and replacements and all that. So we'll get back to that right now. So the number one thing after the notice that I would add in my policies is, do you charge for their vacation time? Do you charge when the child is away to reserve their spots? Another thing I would mention is, if you don't want to charge the parent their fee, do you have a list of replacement children that you call in to pay for their spot while they are away on vacation? And the other child is just there temporarily on call, basically just to fill in the spots. Do you do this? If you don't, that's great. If you do, mention it in your policy booklet. How much time notice you needed, I mentioned that before. And I've seen centers that, let's say the parents are allowed to take a month off. The 2 first weeks are not payable, but the other 2 weeks are. So figure out what works for you in your center, figure out what is the law, like what the law requires for you to do, and then just be crystal clear and make sure that when you write your procedures for your parents, your new parents that are coming in your center, that they understand that if they want to take a 3-month vacation, that they need to pay for their spot, or they don't pay for their spot, but their spot will be filled temporarily, or maybe their 2 first weeks are filled, but then after that they still have to pay for it, right? So just be crystal clear when it comes to your policy. I have actually included a free PDF downloadable that you can have access to if you go to www.profitabledaycare.com/vacation request form. And this is a request form that I send out to all the customers in my daycare center in April for vacation purposes. So if they're planning to take off in May or in June or September, or even in the holiday season, I know that in the month of, let's say, August, there are going to be, let's say, 10 kids missing, so I could plan plan everything else accordingly. So I have I've included it in this training, and all you need to do is click on the link I will post below and you will have access to it. So that's the freebie that I wanted to share with you guys this week. Okay, so ideas to help you with income on slower months. And again, I know sometimes you might feel like your center is the only center out there that's not racking in the income, or maybe some spots are still available. And I always tell everyone goes through this, especially in the beginning. Even if you've been in business for a while, and you will see that as a business owner, there are months where registrations are booming and there are months where things are much slower. And it's hard, income wise, obviously, but it's also hard on the morale, because you get stressed out and you get depressed and you get anxious. And that's not a state that I want you to be in. So these are a few things that we did in our slower months to boost income and boost registrations. So number one, have a list of temporary children you can call on. There's some parents out there that maybe the mom or the dad stay home and they don't want to commit to a full-time daycare spot, right? So they just want their child to have, play dates, but not really have the commitment of bringing in their child to a center every single day. And that's fine. But these are great customers to have on call. So let's say, in the month of December, you have 5 kids that will be missing in 1 week. Maybe you can start calling those parents and say, hey, I have a week available. You want to bring little Johnny to come in for that week? This is the fee. We would be more than happy to have him in our center. And a lot of parents are going to say, yeah, I get a week off. I could do my stuff. And so try that out. If you can, and you are permitted to do this in your center, in your state or your province, have a list of temporary children that you could call on whenever you need to fill up spots. Number 2, depending on your state again, or your province, have a summer program. A lot of kids are they're off in the summertime, right? But not everyone can afford sports camps and day camps, right? So have a really fun summer program, if you have the space, obviously, where you would reach out to, older brothers or sisters of the kids who are already coming in your center, or previous customers that have already finished from your center and now they're off in school, and say, hey, we're offering this program. It's for 4 weeks. We're going to do this and this and this and this. This is how much it costs. Are you interested? So that's another fun thing you could do that we've done in the past, and we had great results. And the third thing that we did that was really fun also, we subleased our classrooms. So now we did this with a yoga teacher. So she was doing yoga in the weekends with kids. We've done this with someone that came in to do mommy and me workshops. So we had someone that came to do art and cooking and dance with mommies and their kids. Really fun as well. And again, what came out of that was I had customers that had never seen my center say, hey, when my child is, the appropriate age, I'd love to have a spot in your center. So that's another perk of subleasing your business, your classrooms, because you get more eyeballs in your business. So that's pretty cool. I've seen people around my area that sublease in the weekends to birthday parties. Like they rent out their classrooms and their yard to birthday parties. So instead of, let's say, renting a hall or going out to eat or going to McDonald's, parents can rent out your center, like a classroom in the yard, and have their child's birthday party already there. It's already set up and it's already, appropriate for children. So these are just some ideas that you can put forth in your business if you are struggling with slower months, which we all struggle with. So hopefully that can get your creative juices flowing. Vacation time is supposed to be fun. It's also a little bit stressful, but at the end of the day, there's always little things that you can do to, market your center, to boost your registrations, to fill in the gaps, and to prevent your income from decreasing to the point where, you're panicking, right? So I hope you found value in this. As I mentioned before, hop on over to www.profitabledaycare.com/vacation request forms, just so you could see what I pass out to my customers every year, so I could properly prepare for the slower months ahead. So if you haven't signed up already, go to my website, sign up for my newsletter. I send out an email every single week. Subscribe to the channel and follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you do in your slower months. And yeah, that's it. I will see you guys again next week. Bye guys.